Evanston Red Devil Volleyball is live on KNYN 99.1 FM and online at mylocalradio.com. Follow the team across the state of Wyoming from the Cokeville Invitational in late August all the way through to the state tournament in November, with the opening serve of today's match quickly approaching. Let's head to the booth for pregame coverage.
Welcome to Green River High School for the first time this season and the last time this fall season. Evanston versus the Wolves in a second-round matchup of conference play. Evanston lost yesterday. Yes, they had to play just yesterday against Star Valley, and the Braves continue their undefeated run through conference, improving to 4-0. They're at Jackson, or they're hosting Jackson rather tonight, and Kelly Walsh is against Riverton. That's number 1 and number 2 in the state, and I don't think there's any question which way that goes. The match of the night is right here at Green River High School, Evanston versus Green River, one with a lot of implications. If Evanston can win, they pretty much wrap up that number 2 spot heading into the regional tournament. If they do not win, then things get a little bit hairy the rest of the way. We are about 11 minutes or so away from the opening tip, and we will return in just a bit on this First Bank presentation of Red Devil Volleyball on KNYN 99.1 FM and online at mylocalradio.com.
From Randolph, Utah to the Uinta Mountains, from Lyman to Evanston, whenever you have plumbing, heating, or air conditioning problems, call Landmark Plumbing and Heating at 307-789-8793. Regular office hours run Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., but we also offer 24/7 emergency service. Do you need a new septic system, water heater, or furnace? You can trust Landmark Plumbing and Heating. Program our number into your phone right now, 307-789-8793. Landmark Plumbing and Heating. When you need us, we'll be there.
Is laundry one of those chores that drags you down? Let Joe's Modern Cleaners come to your rescue. Take advantage of their wash and fold service. You drop it off and pick it up. The rest is done for you. Or you could take all your clothes to Joe's, load them up into the multiple washers, then dry them in the multiple dryers, and do all 10 loads in the time that it would take you to do 2 at home. Ask about all our other laundry options at Joe's Modern Cleaners, 624 West Cheyenne Drive in the Frontier Square. Take all your clothes to Joe's.
If you're a person who enjoys comfort, affordability, and history, make sure you stay at the Best Western Dunmar Inn the next time you're in Evanston, Wyoming. In 1957, retired FBI agent Jack Dub Mills purchased the 17-unit motel referred to as the Oasis of the West that was frequented by stars like Dolly Parton and Tanya Tucker. Today, when you stay at the Best Western Dunmar Inn, you'll enjoy the history while you relax in one of the 165 ground-level rooms on 10 beautiful acres. Best Western Dunmar Inn. Reserve your rooms today, 307-789-3770.
Welcome back to Green River High School, and when we come back, we will hear from Tara Lawler as we continue on this First Bank presentation of Red Devil Volleyball on KNYN 99.1 FM and online at mylocalradio.com.
Hello, this is Dr. McKay Frankham. As a dentist in Evanston for over 20 years now, my mission has always been to provide quality dental care for people of all ages at reasonable prices. I'm a detail-oriented person, and it's important to me to stay current on new dental procedures and protocols that can help my patients have the best experience and have the best results. Over the years, I've also worked to keep my overhead low so that I can pass those savings on to my patients. I believe everyone deserves quality dental care. Please call us today at 307-789-8910.
I'm back with Tara Lawler. We had a game against Star Valley most recently that went 5 sets as opposed to the last time it was a 3-setter. It was a very up-in-the-air game. The 5th set ran away. But the 3rd and 4th sets, you came back from 2-0 to 2-2. Did you see flickers of what you wanted to click with this team all year long in that game?
Yeah, absolutely. I think in the 3rd and 4th sets, we saw our best volleyball. We were getting great touches at the net. We were getting some great defensive plays, and we were moving together as a team. We were very in sync. And sometimes in practice, we see that for runs or streaks of maybe 5, 10, 11, 12 points against the JV. But we actually were able to see that we kept that momentum for 2 full sets. And in volleyball, which is obviously a game of momentum, that was really great to see. So we were really excited about what we saw in 3 and 4.
That's been the gold standard in the Southwest Conference. It's probably not the best team in the state as of right now, but they're up there. And so to compete with them, did that give your team a confidence boost, even though that fifth set didn't go its way?
Yeah, I think so. I think that I don't know if I really thought that they've questioned what they can do, because like I said, in practice, we see glimmers and glimpses of what we can do, and we're excited about it. It's when it comes to game time, it seems like we always spot our opponent a few points or a few sets before we get started. And so I definitely think that they were pleased with how they played, but it's a heartbreaker to lose the Cody game the week ago in 5, having the lead, and then to lose this Star Valley set in the 5th set. That's hard. And, after they put in so much into it, and the comeback, it's still trying to get them to understand we got to finish it out. We can't just tie it up at 2-2 and then quit. We've got to make sure we finish it out. But it was a great battle, and I was pleased to see what our girls were able to accomplish in those 2 sets to tie it up.
Does a game like that give you as a coach anything to say, okay, we got that a little bit better, we can move on to something else now? Or do you still see a lot of need for improvement in any of the areas that you have already been working on?
Well, I think it's fair to say the first 2 times we played Star Valley, it's always nice when you play a team for a second, or in this case a third time, because you can kind of track your progress. The first 2 times we played Star Valley, we lost in 3. The second match, our third set was 27-25, and that was the closest of all the sets. This time, being able to take it to 5, I can see things that we're starting to do that we weren't doing obviously before, and it definitely puts more of a strain and a pressure on the opponent. And so to now see that it's working, we'll work on enhancing what we're doing, but I do think we can jump to the next level of working on maybe being a little more specific with our serving. I think that was huge in our 5th set. Unfortunately, we missed way too many. But earlier on, and this past weekend against Cody and Riverton, we started calling serves and being more specific and purposeful with what we were doing when we were serving the ball. We also, where we were attacking, we had certain players we wanted to focus on. And we definitely weren't doing that earlier on in the season.
Sometimes early on in the season, I don't know how else to put it other than some games you get to kind of go on easy mode because the teams are such a disparaging in height, in talent, in whatever. So we've certainly seen games where your team had a higher attacking percentage, had a higher blocking percentage, serving, all of that. But against a quality of opponent in these last few games, some of them have come in losses. But have you seen a better plan of attack when the court actually out on the court by your team?
Yeah, I think we're raising our game all across the board. So maybe our serving percentage was a little bit better back at the Cokeville tournament when we were focusing on over and in and becoming consistent. Now we know that won't get it done. We've got to serve aggressively, so we try to get our opponent out of system. Our passing more 2s and 3s as opposed to 0s and 1s. They're serving tough at us too. So I think it's just across the board with all of the skills. Pushing ourselves to do more than what we were doing early on and being more competitive when we have the ball, being more purposeful, and when we send the ball over, having an idea of what we want to do with the ball as opposed to just getting it over and in across the net. We want to have a purpose of what we're doing with the ball.
Was it weird for you to have your team being the one sticking another team in a rotation that they didn't like yesterday, or in that game against Star Valley where they couldn't get out, and you guys, when Olivia Muir was moving to the front, it was 3, 4, maybe 6 points at the most, and she was into the back row. For you, that had to be a comforting spot, but probably a sign of progress as well by your team?
Absolutely. We always kind of keep track of the score of where we are when the opponent's big gun or big guns are moving back row. Oftentimes those girls are also very effective servers, so just because they move to the back row doesn't mean we don't have to keep worrying about them. But it is nice, and we definitely, our girls knew, we had 2 more rotations until she moved front row. 1 more rotation, let's try to get as many points as we could until she came back to the front row. So it's kind of a cat and mouse game, just making sure that I actually told one of our servers while Olivia was back row, let's get these balls over and in to try to make our run. Let's let our defense win it rather than the serve, because I couldn't afford a high-risk, high-reward serve and having a serve go in the net just to let her progress through that back row faster.
Outside of, I'm thinking of one ball where we did not return. I know Olivia had 0 aces, 4 errors. Otessa did not have any aces. I don't think there was more than maybe 2 aces that entire game. Am I off base on that one for you?
I think we had a team of 4-0, so I think as a total they had 4 aces. So I'm not sure. I think they served well. I thought we did a good job of making maybe previous matches some of those one passes that we had a couple nights ago would have been zeros, and now we were able to make them ones or even twos. And so that's obviously progressing in the right direction.
And then finally, this is a weird situation anytime. Well, it's just how it works in a 6-2. If your block's not there, a lot of times your setter's going to be taken out of the offense. But I think a lot more last night again and against harder hits. We saw our setters in Sydney and Kaylee actually get a ball up and track the ball off the hitting arm a little bit better. Like I said, you never want to have your setter taken out of the offense, but if the block's not there, it's kind of what they have to do. Did you see a little bit more deliberate action there?
Yeah, absolutely. We always tell setters defense first. So their first priority is to take that hard-driven spike down the line. And hopefully our right sides are ready to pivot and take that second ball and set a nice high hut. But definitely both Sydney and Kaylee made some great plays that kept us obviously still in system. And it is obviously unfortunate that our setter's taking the first contact, but we practice that way. And ideally in good volleyball and collegiate volleyball, those setters do oftentimes take that first ball, and either the libero comes from the back row or the right side takes the second ball. And so we practice that, and they've done a great job in practice. So it was nice to have a nice hitter like both of Star Valley's outside hitters to be able to give our girls that practice and experience during the game, because we've seen it, and they did a nice job. It makes a huge difference when we start playing defense and giving ourselves a chance.
Just a couple weeks out from the regional tournament. Coach Lawler, I think your Devils are heading in the right direction. Good luck.
Thank you, Jake.
Almost set for the opening set of action here at Green River High School, Wolves Den, the Wolves Gymnasium. And like I said, 3 matches in 4A going on tonight. Kelly Walsh Riverton, I think we know where we expect that one to end up. Same as Star Valley Jackson. But as we look at the standings, this game tonight, it was a 5-setter last time, and Evanston, I believe, was down 8-2 in the 5th set before coming back to win it. Evanston's 2-1 in the conference, 2-2 after yesterday. Green River's 1-2. A win for Green River here puts them actually on top in a half game, in a virtual half game lead up on the Evanston Lady Red Devils. So big things could change around. If Evanston can get the win here, then they only have Jackson left in the quadrant to play and take on. And Jackson 0-3 in conference, 1-10 overall with 3 scores missing, and then a whole bunch probably missing from other tournaments. Probably not expected to win a game the rest of the year out. All hinges on this one. Who's number 2, who's number 3? Evanston's not going to catch Star Valley, but they can still be the upper seed in regionals with a win tonight. We'll be back with the first serve when we come back on this first presentation of Red Devil Volleyball on KNYN 99.1 FM and online at mylocalradio.com.
Business cards are a powerful and inexpensive way to promote the goods and services you offer. You can design your own cards or have the professionals at West Star Printing design your business cards. Now with same-day and next-day turnaround on all business card printing, you don't have to wait. Get your business cards today. Professional quality, inexpensive prices, and quick turnaround. Visit West Star Printing, 243 7th Street in Evanston, across from the library. West Star Printing, 307-789-5202.
Does your time at the dental office feel like this? Or like this? At Bear River Dental, we do everything we can to help your time at the dental office feel more like this. Call Bear River Dental today at 307-789-5608 to have a dental experience like this. That's Bear River Dental at 307-789-5608. We'll treat you well.
When you run a farm or ranch, you understand how important water is when it comes to your animals. Not only does it matter for the overall health of your animals, but it directly ties to your bottom line. Ellingford Brothers sells cement water troughs and custom-built critter ladders, culverts, head gates, and septic tanks. See how Ellingford Brothers can help you with water options for your farm or ranch. Call today, 307-789-1515. That's 789-1515.
No matter what season of the year it is, when you live in our neck of the woods, you need outdoor power equipment. With quality product lines like Stihl, Toro, and Walker, Superior Rental and Sales has what you need for every season. Everything from homeowner to professional grade products. Plus, when it comes to maintenance, you're covered. Our full-time mechanic is available for tune-ups, maintenance, chain sharpening, whatever you need. Stop in today, Superior Rental and Sales, 371 Prospector Drive, here in Evanston.
Bring your vehicle for service at Rocky Mountain Yeti and feel the difference. It's easy. Visit with one of the friendly service riders and then relax and enjoy hot waffles and ice cream. While you relax Yeti style, your vehicle will be worked on by our experienced mechanics. From regular maintenance to major repairs, we do it all. Have your service work done at Rocky Mountain Yeti in Evanston and feel the difference. Get Yeti'd today.
Ooh, yeah.
100 Wasatch Road in Evanston.
My name is Dr. Micah Pullins. I'm an orthopedic surgeon at Evanston Regional Hospital. I perform total hip, total knee, and total shoulder replacement. The huge majority of patients of mine that have undergone total joint replacement have been dealing with pain and disability for many years. After joint replacement and recovery, patients are back to doing the activities that they want to do.
I think another good name for Matt Rex, the owner of T-Bar S Body Shop in Evanston, would be the Anger Eraser. I came out to the parking lot to find a ding and scratch. I was so angry, I went to T-Bar S Body Shop to get a quote and met Matt Rex. He said they would fix it, and he'd even talk to my insurance company. When I picked up my car, it looked great. No stress, no hassle. Matt's friendliness and quality service erased all my anger. When your car gets bunged up, don't get angry, just let T-Bar fix your car.
Starting lineups on senior night for Green River being announced, and Cade Strauss being announced as the setter. That was the one I was missing. So now we've got a full lineup. With it being senior night, just 3 seniors on this Green River squad. Katie Banks, she's a middle blocker. Erica Wilson, now a right side hitter. She was a middle blocker last time we saw her. And Haley Hernandez, not normally in the starting lineup, but will play back line to start off the contest for Raina Finch, who is the second outside hitter. Ashlyn Birch is just a junior. I was thinking she might be a senior. She's been playing varsity at basketball for a couple of years, I think, so maybe since she was a freshman. Other starters for this volleyball team around the rotation: Maddie Heiser and Raina Finch, the outside hitters. Katie Banks and Ashlyn Birch, middle blockers. Erica Wilson, the right side hitter. Cade Strauss, the setter. And Mariah Brady, wearing number 36, the libero in the white libero jersey. Green River in black, Evanston in white. Libero for Evanston is Corey DeRue in the red jersey. Starters for Evanston, outside hitters, Ajahana Archuleta and Lauren Ellingford, senior and junior. Setters, pair of seniors, Sydney Bound and Kaylee Critchfield. Kaylee Sharp, middle blocker, along with junior Rachel Voss. Sierra Burley will be a DS, serving in the spot of Lauren Ellingford when she goes to the back line. Ajahana will serve for herself and then be replaced by Alexia Leland in a DS position. And I think that just about does it. We've got our right side hitters in. I think I got to get my right side hitters in. Number 23, senior Natalie Robbins, and freshman, number 11, Emily Freeland. So there we go. Now we got everyone mentioned. Knew I was forgetting someone. That 6-2 rotation gets long and laborious to remember sometimes. So many players coming in and out. Green River running a 5-1. So we'll see if Ashlyn Birch is DS'd for. Well, she'll probably serve for herself and then be replaced by the libero, perhaps. Katie Banks plays backline as a middle blocker. Raina Finch normally does. Haley Hernandez will be starting in the mid-back position. She's in that spot right now, Green River right of the net. We'll see if she plays that whole first set there or maybe the whole contest. Maddie Heiser, she's the outside. And starting in the right back position. And it looks like Katie Banks may be the outside for this first rotation. And they've done this. They did this a little bit last time we saw, where they have a rotation set up, and Katie may be an outside for one rotation, then do 2 rotations as a middle blocker. First serve of the game, Kaylee Critchfield sends it out of bounds, and Green River goes up 1-0 on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. Back to serve, Ashlyn Birch. Junior middle. She was right side last time we saw her. Gets the first hit up, goes to Ellingford, bumped by Critchfield and bumped over by Robbins. Banks with the first pass. Set up to the middle. Katie gets a wind-up and a block by Kaylee Sharp, and a lift called on Evanston. So 1 attack to Katie Banks and 1 block for the Red Devils, and that's an easy key to the game. And just that simple. You shut down Katie Banks and you win this game if you're Evanston. She's been a dangerous attacker, now a senior for going on 4 years. Near ace, Ashlyn Birch gets a second hit. Third just over the line by Cade Strauss. Good attack from the outside. Strauss sets up to the middle, back to Banks. Good shot through 2 blockers. And it's 2-1 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. So a block and a kill for Katie Banks. Green River 1-2 in the conference season. Evanston 2-2. Erica Wilson serving. She is one of those 3 seniors for this Green River team and had a gruesome arm injury at EMS during the sophomore game a couple of years ago. Right side attack by Sharp is down on the arms of Banks, and that ties it up for Evanston 2-2. They have their little boards out for senior night. Katie, Erica, and Haley all have those. And Erica has pictures from Evanston Regional Hospital, one of our sponsors, where she was taken after, just completely splitting her arm in half. And it also shows a picture taken right after it happened of that arm kind of just wavy, the wavy direction of it. It looks like it's like fingers as opposed to an arm. It's just curled up. It was a injury that kept her out all year. She somehow was able to come back and play varsity volleyball last year. Touchdown by Katie Banks, right side attack. Oh, just a missed set. We may have been going to Robbins, ended up more in the neighborhood of Voss. Voss pulled up on it. Ball falls harmlessly down to the ground, and it's 3-3 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Green River and Evanston knotted up early in this first set. Serve to Katie Banks. That first attack is Archuleta. She goes over the block. As a result, takes something off of it. And Ashlyn Birch is playing back line. There's no libero out there. Second attack to Archuleta. Strauss will set up outside. Raina Finch, or actually Heiser, down on the arms of Natalie Robbins. 4-3 on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. Green River up by 1. We saw this last time, too. Mariah Brady, the libero, doesn't play a whole lot of varsity minutes. She actually is just a DS playing a lot of backline for the JV team as well. Robbins gets blocked. That one by Heiser, and a tee-off at the middle by Raina Finch, who's playing middle for the moment. Backline attack. Handled. Banks with the second touch up. Heiser will slap it over. Archuleta with the push-up. Set up to Aja from Sharp, and kill for Archuleta. Check on that one. It's Critchfield. Too many Kayleys, and not too many, just being 2. I need everyone with a separate name. Otherwise, I'm not only going to get them mistaken with their first name, but also their last name for some reason. Not sure why it happens, but ask Brendan Matson and Brendan Thompson about that, or perhaps Seth Davis and Seth Lloyd from the year before. This year it's Critchfield and Sharp. It's just how it goes. 4-4 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Knotted up early on in this first set, and we see Sydney Bound come in for the Red Devils for the first time. Bump set by Strauss, and Heiser tees off back corner. Nearly a kill. Corey DeRue gets it to Archuleta. She's a former setter and sets up to the right side. Freeland goes for a 0 attack and a backline bump over by Finch. Has some mustard on it, and Archuleta will get an attack off of a good return by Sierra Burley. Roll shot. Second hit up by Wilson, and then the third over by Banks. Just controlled it over the back. Sydney Bound sets up to Archuleta. She has to roll on that one, coming quite a ways. We're still playing, looking for a good attack, and there's a good one down by Maddie Heiser to finish it. 5-4 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Either team could get a solid attack and probably ended on that one. It was just kind of 0 loft after loft or bump over. But the Wolves end up getting it to Heiser in good position, and she beats the block, and Raina Finch sends it into the net to give that point right back. Ajahana Archuleta serving for Evanston. Late in the season, we always seem to find ourselves here in Green River. End over end Serve, first attack to Ashlyn Birch, right at the head level of Corey DeRue. She pushes it behind her. Point back to Green River. Wolves settling in a little bit. Serve up, bound on the setup to Ellingford, her first attack. Handled by Strauss, up on the divider. Wilson will push it over, back corner. DeRue runs and makes the play. Bump set to Freeland, she'll push it back corner herself. Banks with a good return up, Strauss makes a run, sets right side, wind up by Wilson, down on the arms of Voss. And 7-5, Green River on top. Left-handed serve up, outside attack, Ellingford. Gets blocked a little bit. Erica Wilson sets up to Heiser. Good block by Rachel Voss on the play and point back to the Red Devils. Block will be huge for Evanston today. If they can get the block going, then it should be over quickly, but Green River attacking very well. And don't forget, this was a 5-setter last time these two teams played. Roll shot over the net, set up by Sydney, bound to Ellingford. She flips it over the line, Raina Finch. Take that away, Strauss with the one returning it over the net. Set to the right side, and Freeland winds up, and a lift call, net touch rather. May have been close to a lift on Raina Finch. Tied back up, 7-all on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. Strauss misses on the set, goes close to the net. Birch just tries to stay out of it. It's set back down by the Devils. Little line drive by Banks. Sharp pushes it over, and point down in front of Raina Finch, and Evanston back up top. 8-7 on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. Corey DeRue with the serve. There's Mariah Brady in. Back set to Heiser, and she sends it right into the net. 9-7, Green River losing a little bit of that attacking magic they had going through the first 12 points. 2-point advantage for Evanston. Serve over to DeRue, back to Brady. Back set, no, goes to the middle. Birch has to send back on it. The setting issues for both sides showing a little bit on those plays back to back. Ellingford slaps it over, back corner. Push by Banks to Strauss. High, and up, and Maddie Heiser gets it 1, 2, 3 over for the Devils. It was bound to Sharp, and she just sent it over to Ellingford. And on that play, Lauren just found a donut hole. I don't think she could even be aiming at that one, but it fell down on touch. 10-7 on the Impact Physical Therapy board, and a little bit of an advantage showing for Evanston. 3-point lead as one libero serves to the other. Strauss has to avoid the line, and it's a bump over by Banks. Easy setup if they can get a good pass, and it's quick to Kaylee, but it's into the net. And an error. The set a little bit too low on that play. 10-8 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. That's what Sydney Bound is getting a signal from on the bench, and that's what she pointed her finger up in the air, saying higher. 2-point lead for the Devils. Shanked return close to the bench. Emily Freeland keeps it in play, and DeRue sends it over. Stays inbounds. Strauss at the middle of the court, has options, goes outside to Banks, and that's over. Good set to Katie Banks. Doesn't matter how many blockers you have on her, she can get through anyone with her power attack. 10-9 on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. Madeline Heiser serving for Green River. Lexia Leland into the game and get that middle back, bumps it over. To Heiser, Strauss tied at the net, back sets wildly, and Erica Wilson just tips it over the net. Strauss, Lauren Ellingford, she's blocked out of bounds, and yep, that's the rule, no 4 hits. Or no, there was a touch ruled rather on the block, so 2-point lead for Evanston. 11-9 on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. This is a conference game. We'll be looking for that Dr. McKay Frankham Precision Play of the game. We'll win a pair of tickets to Aspen Cinema. Strauss to Banks, and she goes deep and out of bounds. A 10-foot line attack for Katie. She tried to go back corner, and she is a big cross-court hitter. She can find line as well, but going back to her freshman year, cross, especially from that middle position where she can open up her stance and really go with her body, it's always kind of been her specialty. Ace serve up into the second level for the Devils, and they lead at 13-9. First it was Green River settling in, and Evanston has since done that. Green River's errors compiling a little bit here. Evanston really has yet to show them. They missed a quick set. There was a missed set here and there, but really Evanston has had fewer errors so far. 1, 2, and 3, and a power attack by Banks is bumped over by Leland, and Heiser just misses. She goes to bump it, hits it with the very front of her fist, and it's down for a point. Kill to Lexi Leland, her first of the year, and timeout taken by Green River, the first of this match. This is a First Bank presentation of Red Devil Volleyball on KNYN 99.1 FM and online at mylocalradio.com.
1 in 5 Americans suffer from allergies found in indoor air, which can be up to 5 times more polluted than outdoor air. 307 service experts can clean the ductwork in your home and improve your indoor air quality. On average, over 15,000 house fires annually cause 300 injuries and 30 deaths, started because of clogged dryer vents. 307 service experts can clean your ductwork, making it safer. Whatever you need, whenever you need it. 307 service experts, just one call to fix it all. 307-789-6716.
14-9 on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard, and a power attack by Katie Banks. It was cross court, looked like it was down, and I think it was Sydney Bound. Was it Sydney who got a hand on it? Either way, someone just barely got it up, and a bump over by Leland. Looked like it may have been going close to out of bounds. It was going to stay in bounds, and maybe that's what Heiser was too busy trying to test that line and see where it was at on that missed bump up. So Evanston gets the point, and a Katie Banks attack. She takes a whole lot off of this one. The defense in the back line was backing up. She saw that and just rolled it right over the block, and they weren't able to come back up in time. 14-10, Green River at the point out of the break on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. Ashlyn Birch sends it over, nearly an ace, returned on to over the Green River side of the net. Back set to Wilson. She is blocked. That block on Ellingford maintained. Backline attack by Heiser. Tipped at the line by Sharp. Kaylee will bump it back to Ellingford, and may have just wanted to go over the net because it goes far to the Green River side of the bench, or the opposite side to the student section rather, and it's 14-11. 2 points for Green River coming out of the timeout break. Ashlyn Birch with the serve. Good line drive, but a little bit far and out of bounds, 15-11. Scoreboard brought to you in every sport by Impact Physical Therapy and Justin Dennis. Going on year number 3 for that with Justin Dennis. Set up from Strauss, and Banks sends the hands of Kaylee Sharp back. That was a pure power move. And Sharp says she'll get it next time. She's showing some body movements where she thinks that she can get that block next time. Just needs to prepare for it, I guess. 15-12. Kaylee's become a leader on the court for the Devils this year at middle blocker, a senior in her third position in as many years, really, for Evanston. Middle set to Katie Banks, and this time she goes off the hands of Archuleta. Katie's getting wound up a little bit, 15-13. That's the one thing Evanston can't let happen. They got to somehow oversell on Banks and let the rest of the Green River Wolves try to attack. Server is Erica Wilson, and Burley in as a DS. Kind of misses that return, and it's 4 hits and not over. An ace serve for Green River, 15-14 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. 1 point lead for Evanston, and it's a 5-1 run coming out of the timeout. Middle attack by Archuleta, returned over the net. She'll push it deep corner. Birch keeps it alive. Banks to Robbins, set up from Sharp. Doesn't go quite near her, so it's just a bump over to Burley. Strauss to the middle, 10-foot line attack, and Kaylee Sharp blocked it back, but it just falls out of bounds. The power, and Kaylee dealt with it that time, sent it back over the net, but just out of bounds on the near side of the line. Knotted up, 15 all on the Impact Physical Therapy board, and Katie Banks is rolling her team right back into contention here. Pushed by Archuleta, a set up to Critchfield, who bumps it over. Free set up for Katie Banks at the middle, and she goes back up off of Sharp. Sharp looked like she was going for a swinging block that time and was caught in a odd rotation of her body. Kill for Banks, 16-15. Green River back up on top. Evanston may want to consider a timeout here as Erica Wilson continues to serve. Sends it over to DeRue. DeRue to Critchfield. They need an attack here and a kill. Sharp cross, doesn't go. It goes 0. Raina Finch rolls it over, just over the block, just over the line in front of Archuleta, and a 2-point lead for Green River. As I said before, maybe time to consider a timeout, and 1 point later, Evanston does just that. We'll be back in 30 seconds. 17-15 on the Impact Physical Therapy Board. Green River leading in set number 1. This is a First Bank presentation of Red Devil Volleyball on K9 Radio.
Receive the best service in the industry when you lease or purchase office equipment from the professional, friendly staff at Mountain West Business Solutions. With a guaranteed quick turnaround time, we will save you money, time, and energy with quality products and customer service that is unmatched in the industry. Serving customers in Wyoming and Utah, Mountain West Business Solutions is a local company with a toll-free number, 866-583-9925. Call us today.
A big lead after the last timeout for Evanston has completely dissipated, and Evanston had to take a timeout themselves, now trailing. It was 14-9. 17-15 the score with Green River on top. So an 8-1 run for the Wolves. This game of volleyball is all about a game of runs, and at the moment Evanston's stuck in a rotation, and an ace serve by Erica Wilson, and it's the right call by that line judge on the left side, just on the paint. 18-15 on the Impact Physical Therapy Board. Green River with a 3-point opening. Wilson goes short this time, trying to catch the defense in the back line. Middle attack by Robbins. Tried to go Sharp to her right, and it goes out of bounds. 19-15. Evanston on the run, scrambling here. 3-3 in the front line, back line. Serve receive goes back right side to Burley. Critchfield to Archuleta, high where she wants it, and a point back for the Devils. First in quite some time. Archuleta wants it up there that high, and then she trusts that she can hang in the air longer than the defense and get higher than them anyways. That allows her to kind of choose where she goes off the blocker's hands. That's what she did there. Sent it right off the right side hitter. 19-16, Kaylee Sharp serving. As a middle, one of the better servers for the Devils. Backline attack, Heiser goes into the net. Back-to-back points for Evanston. Green River earned this win, or earned this run that they had to take a lead. But the errors compiling a little bit. It was not Evanston errors. Green River was, for the most part, earning these points or forcing errors upon Evanston. Katie Banks from 12 feet away goes to Burley. Tied on the net. Robbins toes it and keeps it in line. Voss sends it over. Strauss back set to Banks. She sends it over the block. Critchfield to Robbins. Set up. Archuleta goes push deep back corner. Madeline Heiser to Strauss. Middle, no. Raina Finch punches it long and out. So the air's coming back a little bit for Green River. And Evanston's back within 1 point, 19-18 on the Impact Physical Therapy Board. And it all started with that attack by Ajahana Archuleta, getting Evanston back in the groove a little bit. Kaylee Sharp continues to serve, serving for a tie. Heiser to Strauss outside, and Banks has to roll back. That was a bad set. Not a good return by the Devils, and they have them scrambling, push by Sharp. Heiser to Strauss at the middle. They go to the middle on a 2-set. 3 blockers on Banks. She sends it over, and there's no one in the back line to defend that. Point back to Green River, 20-18 on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. Serving is Katie Banks. Good news for the Devils in that she's out of the front line, but she's a good server herself. Good return by the Devils. They go backside to Natalie Robbins. Archuleta was setting up left of the net, waiting for an attack. I can't believe she didn't get it there. 21-18, missed opportunity for Evanston. Down by 3 and out of opportunities to waste. Here's the serve from Banks. Archuleta with the first touch up. They go outside this time, but it's the middle. Archuleta has to run and grab it. Easy return. Heiser on the return shot in front and off the face on one bounce of Corey DeRue. 22-18 on the Impact Physical Therapy Board. Green River attacking as well as I've seen all year long. This game always seems to mean a little bit more the second time around, and it feels like it's always at Green River High School the second time these teams meet. That being in conference play. Sometimes they meet 4, 5, 6 times in a year. Critchfield dump sets. Puts Green River on their back heels a little bit, but they still get an attack. Heiser to Burley over the net. Critchfield tries to toe the line. She ends up setting it over the net. Set by Robbins. Push to Wilson. Close to the net. Strauss holds it, and Banks will weather the storm and send it back over. Burley sets. No, that's Robbins to Archuleta. Off the one blocker, and that was Cade Strauss. Archuleta with a kill, 22-19. Evanston down by 3 points. Green River 3 away from a set 1 win. Already almost 7:40 here in set number 1. This game's scheduled to start at 6. Yeah, that didn't happen. Both the freshman and JV matches went 3 sets. Strauss outside to Heiser. Cross quarter through 2 blockers. Evanston's not getting enough elevation on the block, and Heiser is hitting it well. 23-19 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Raina Finch, the server. Banks still in the back line, but Heiser's doing well as the main attacker. Right side attack to Archuleta. She's blocked. Send it back over, Archuleta does, right at Katie Banks, a good backline passer. Middle attack, Birch rolls it over. DeRue to bounce. She still gets a setup, 10-foot line pushback. Archuleta's blocked. She defends it. 1, 2, 3, Voss tips it over. And to no one. Ashlyn Birch sent it up and over to the student section. Evanston with the point, 23-20 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Still down 3 very late in set number 1. Archuleta serving, puts Ellingford back into the game at outside hitter. Voss at middle in her final rotation, and Emily Freeland at right side hitter. Cade Strauss to Heiser, 2 blockers on her, off the hands of Voss. And Voss struggling a little bit with the block here in set number 1 in these later points. Just couldn't quite get enough elevation against Maddie Heiser. And it's set point number 1, Green River. Serving for set point, the setter, Cade Strauss. Just over the line. Leland with the pass up, outside to Ellingford. She winds up, it's a good pass and a kill. 24-21, set point number 2 for Green River. Serving for the Red Devils, left side of the net, senior libero Corey DeRue. Over and in, Mariah Brady, the targeted defender. She bounces it over on the 3rd shot. Easy setup for the Red Devils, no attack. Back to Ellingford, off the hands, and Katie Banks gets a good return. Best passer in the back line, that's who you want to avoid. That's the toughest one to avoid. Trying to keep it over. A 3rd bump by Leland. It stays just in, but a perfect pass by Katie Banks. To the right side, beating the block. Erica Wilson ends it. Off the side of Kaylee Sharp. 25-21. Green River wins the opening set, and we head to number 2, Evanston down 1-0 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. This is a First Bank presentation of a Red Devil Volleyball on KNYN 99.1 FM and online at mylocalradio.com.
If you had a toothache, would you see a foot doctor? Or would you go to the dermatologist to have a baby? Of course not. When your vehicle needs service, take it to the best qualified mechanics. At Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet, our technicians are GM certified service experts. They're trained to know every inch of your vehicle. Don't trust your vehicle to just anyone. Have all your service done at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet, 624 Front Street, Evanston. We're a different kind of dealer.
When it comes to shopping online, you definitely want to put thelumberyard.com on your list of favorites. You'll save time and money by visiting thelumberyard.com first. You'll find a huge selection of inventory to choose from. We've got everything you need for any of your home, yard, or shop projects. Get excellent prices and quick delivery when you shop at thelumberyard.com. We are part of the local community, plus we ship all over the United States. Log on today to see what all the excitement is about.
The best live coverage of local sports, weather, local news, and radio classifieds, plus online streaming music, giveaways, and more. It's all on mylocalradio.com. Watch as your high school teams clash with their biggest rivals. Listen to the latest from your team's coaches. Catch up on local and regional news and stream your favorite music. Visit mylocalradio.com. Like us on Facebook and stream it all live. Uintah County School District No. 1 has been committed to excellence since its beginning in 1870. This commitment is not only reflected in student education, but in our school buildings and facilities over the years. The staff at Uintah County School District Number 1 works hard to provide clean, comfortable, and safe learning environments for student learning. No matter what department you're working with, at Uintah County School District Number 1, you will always find us striving for the pathway to excellence.
Set number 2 in Green River, and the tides have turned for the Wolves. Evanston was dominant through the first couple of sets the last time we saw these two teams play before Green River crawled back and forced 5 sets. Wolves not looking so bad, and they've changed their rotation around a little bit. And they've got Maddie Heiser essentially as that number 2 when Katie Banks is in the back line. Heiser's up in the front, and I'll be honest, Katie Banks got some good things going in the front line, and certainly she's their best pure attacker. But the Wolves may be better when she's playing middle back because she's just that good of a passer, both reading off the hands of the attackers and with the pass just so calm, collected, and the soft bumps right to her setter. Katie Strauss struggled mightily when we were in Evanston setting. It ended up with her setting it into the net to end that contest. But with passes like that from Katie, it gets a whole lot easier. Opening serve as the teams have switched the sides of the net. Green River on the left, Evanston on the right. Out of bounds, and Evanston with the opening point. Kaylee Critchfield with the opening serve for the Red Devils. Near ace and set up by Strauss in an attack. Goes for a 0. Critchfield to Ellingford off the hands of Birch, and 2-0 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. A quick lead was big yesterday for Evanston when they were taking on Star Valley. They were down 2-0, but went up 5-0 in the third set, and that really was the start of turning everything around for Evanston. Forced 5 sets last night. And don't forget, that 5-setter last night, Archuleta nearly went all the way over the line. She may have kept part of a foot, but I don't know. Still in play, Green River to Banks at the 10-foot line. Power attack from the middle, returned out of bounds by Archuleta. Point Green River, and possibly justice, as I think Archuleta probably had that whole foot over the line on a dig out of the net. 5 sets last night, so don't forget this Evanston team is tired. Green River hasn't played in a week. Birch, line driver to DeRue, ace. 2-2. Ashlyn Birch, the server. Knotted up game. Got an ace last time, sends a line drive again. Back to Ellingford. Natalie Robbins sets up to Kaylee Sharp from the outside position. Returned up and at the middle to Katie Banks from Strauss. Block took something off of it, and a quick set return for Kaylee Sharp. Sent right back over the net. They'll run it again. No, they fake it to the outside. Ellingford off the block of Banks. And point to the Red Devils 3-2 on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. 1-point lead for Evanston, and coming into the game to serve is Sierra Burley, number 22 in the white jersey, DS senior for Evanston. Robbins at right side, Kaylee Sharp in her final rotation at middle, and Aja Hana the outside. Just entering the game, or just moving into the front line rather. Slide down save by Kaylee Critchfield. Attack goes to Archuleta. 4 hits as it went straight into the net. 3-3 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Erica Wilson, the server. Back to Burley. Archuleta sets it up to Critchfield, who bumps it over. Maybe close to out of bounds. Stays in on the back right corner of Green River. Outside to Finch. Her first attack of the set. Oh, that was headed out of bounds, but it's returned up. Now the Devils are scrambling. Robbins calls everyone off and gets it over. Good setup. Banks gets the attack on her setup, and it's returned by Kaylee Critchfield. Outside to Archuleta. Over the block of Banks and inbounds on the far left corner. 4-3 Red Devils. Sharp on the serve for Evanston. Rolls it over. Banks returns close to the net. Strauss has to flip it, and it works as a kill. Left-handed flip by the setter. Call that a dump. 4-4 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Katie Banks serving. That puts Heiser as that number 1 attacker in her first rotation on the outside. Was number 4 Andrew Dewey's old number? I think it was. Cross quarter by Archuleta. If anyone from Green River listening and can confirm, let me know. Attack to Raina Finch, and point to Green River, and they take a lead 5-4 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Banks serves it. Burley to Critchfield. Back set. Robbins rolls over on it. Return for Green River. They go back to the middle. Raina Finch with the attack. Sierra Burley to Critchfield. 13 feet out of the net to Archuleta. High up. She got it over the block but couldn't keep it in bounds, and a point back to Green River. No touch either. 6-4 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Getting close to 8 o'clock in set number 2. Wolves up 10 points in. 6-4 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. DeRue to Critchfield. That wasn't a good return, and it's returned left to the antenna. Apparently not, because we're still playing. Heiser rolls it over the net. Archuleta punch by Critchfield. Good makeup and return by Banks. Outside to Heiser. Kill for Maddie Heiser. And once again, that all set up by the very calm and composed return of Katie Banks in a situation that doesn't really call for it. That was a scramble play as Kaylee Critchfield dumped it over with the one-handed punch. Banks read it and just took half step forward and gave that perfect little soft return. White Rose Strauss wants it. Outside to Archuleta off the tape. Sharp cross picked up by Heiser. Backline attack. Katie Banks loves the bick, and she gets the kill off of it. 8-4 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Banks still with the serve. She's been the story today, and she was going to have to be for Green River to come up victorious in this game. And Evanston out of system and out of sorts. 9-4 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. An Archuleta attack into the net. Like I said, this game big in seeding potential. Evanston's 0-2 against Star Valley. They'll likely end 2-0 against Jackson. Kill for Archuleta to get a point back, and Green River likely going to end up the same exact way. So it's how do these two teams play against each other? And right now, if Green River can come back and win this one, well, by come back, I mean come back from last time's loss, split that, then we go to tiebreakers and things get awful interesting. Sydney Bounds serving to Mariah Brady. Set up to the middle. Raina Finch through 2 blockers. Run for Emily Freeland, and she can't make it. 10-5 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Serve to Finch. Push by Archuleta. Outside set. Freeland with a power attack, but it's handled by Banks. Backline roll push over by Katie. Emily Freeland with the first touch up, and the attack goes to Archuleta. Sharp cross. Brady returns it over the net. Freeland touches it down, and Birch keeps it in play. Strauss to Heiser from the outside spot. Goes back middle. Bounds sets up. Archuleta for the Devils. Goes off the block. Pancakes up, but nowhere to go after there. Point Devils 10-6 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Archuleta on the serve. Ellingford back into the game at outside hitter. Carry. Lift on Raina Finch and an ace for Archuleta as a result. 10-7 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Unfortunately for the Red Devils, though, they dug themselves into a hole that they're now trying to climb out, a 5-point deficit. They've done this. What were they down? Trying to remember who it was against. Was it Mountain View? Were they down 10-0 or 11-0 and they ended up winning? So they've dug themselves out of holes before, and Heiser with 4 hits knocked it right into the net, 10-8. I guess it wasn't technically 4 hits, but it was down on Green River side. Would have been 4 hits had anyone touched it, because I didn't see any blockers get a hold of that. Looked like Heiser just snapped it right back off the bungee cord of that tape. Archuleta serving. Good one. Brady shinks it into the Red Devil bench, and 10-9. Devils down 1 set to none. Archuleta serving to tie. Katie Banks calls off Brady this time. No attack by Green River. Archuleta Good setup, right side to Freeland. She winds up, goes off the hands of Heiser. Heiser wants it on the back set from Birch. Not a good set, but it goes down for a point because Evanston had some miscommunication. Green River up 11-9 on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. And the serve goes Green River way. They're left of the net, and it's the setter, Katie Strauss. Bound outside to Ellingford. She got caught in the net. That set was too high and close to the net for her to avoid that. 12-9 Green River. Devils climbed back. But a few errors now has Green River back up 3 points. Outside attack to Ellingford, just off the block of Erica Wilson. And point for Evanston, 12-10 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Good play by Ellingford. There was no backline defense, and the block was on its way down, so if she just kind of lofted it into them, they were going to find themselves in trouble. Corey DeRue sends it into the net on the serve, 13-10 Green River. Serve back to Green River, puts Katie Banks up into the front line, and Heiser, the server. Set up by Bound, long set to the outside, and Lauren Ellingford shuffled right through everyone on that ball. No one touched it ever. It's down and in, 13-11. Kill for Ellingford. Serve to Critchfield. Could use a ace by Kaylee right about now. Close to it. Birch returns high, and Banks returns out of bounds. So not an ace, but not returned inbounds to the Devils. 12-13 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Critchfield serving to tie. Hard serve, and again, not a great return, but goes to Strauss outside. No middle to Birch. Leland keeps it in play and gets a decent pass up on it. Ellingford pushes just out of bounds. No point to the Devils. Attacking Air Evanston, 14-12 on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. Serve to Ashlyn Birch. Called off late. Ellingford was called off by DeRue. She gets the opening attack, though. Cross quarter, picked up by Heiser. Strauss, back set, 10-foot line attack, and that should be 4 hits. No, they say it was a touch. So as a result, Erica Wilson gets to attack there. And it must have been a touch. I don't see any appeal by the Evanston bench. They're a little closer than I am. 15-12, Green River. 3-point lead for the Wolves. Loft serve over by Birch. Critchfield to the middle, and middle and setter ran into each other, so it's lucky for Evanston to just get it over. Leland, high return up to Critchfield, right to her. They try the quick again, and Loft down. Wasn't a power attack by Sharp, but good placement. 15-13 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Leland out, puts Archuleta in at outside hitter. Ellingford to the back line. She is serving for herself, and then she'll be replaced by Sierra Burley. Strauss outside, no, to the middle. Can't tell where that set's going sometimes for the Green River side. Maybe it's my vantage point. Heiser, back corner, nearly a kill. Brady sends it only farther back, so it's a long send for Erica Wilson. That arm must be healed because she got a return on it, and a good one. Quick set, somehow not a kill, and dug out of the net for Kaylee Sharp. Loft down, backline defense, diving play by Critchfield. A missed set by Sharp, though. Falls on hit for a third, 16-13 Green River. Burley replaces Ellingford. And Erica Wilson will serve. Good one to the back right side. Critchfield sets up backside. Sharp trying to get a kill in her last rotation. Just out of bounds. Attacking Air, 17-13 on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. Erica Wilson's second serve, 4-point advantage for Green River. Green River to take a half-game lead over Evanston with one less game played in conference. Close to 4 hits. Archuleta gets blocked. Middle to Sharp, and she sends it back into the donut hole. 17-14 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Sharp to serve. Rachel Voss in at middle. Robbins in her last rotation at right side, and Archuleta at outside. She's got one rotation after this. Banks with the pass up, wants the attack. Doesn't get it. They go to Finch instead. Set by Critchfield to Archuleta. She goes out of bounds. 18-14 on the long attack. And Green River maintains their advantage. Already up 1-0. Home court advantage playing true for the Wolves tonight. Katie Banks serving, but before that, it's an Evanston timeout. We'll take one as well. Be back in 30 seconds. This is a First Bank presentation of Red Devil Volleyball on KNYN 99.1 FM and online at mylocalradio.com.
Hello all, Dr. Dog here. I want to talk to you about PepMinerals.com. By merging the highest quality veterinary grade ingredients with highly advanced mineral technology, PepMinerals.com produces the most innovative pet supplements on the market. The supplements focus on specific needs like hip and joint, digestive, and overall diet. You and I both know a healthy pet is a happy pet. Show your pets how much you care. Order them supplements today at PepMinerals.com.
You're in good hands when you choose Dr. Stosage and Dr. Buick at Wyoming Dental Specialties for dental implants and wisdom tooth extractions. They work with passion and focus. They use techniques and technologies that are modern and precise. With 2 decades of experience, their skills are highly specialized. If you need teeth extractions or dental implants placed, come see Dr. Stosage or Dr. Buick at Wyoming Dental Specialties, 50 Park Road, or call us at 307-789-9034.
18-14 in set number 2. Green River taking the first and leading by 4 with Katie Banks back to serve. Green River set up left of the net in this second set and serves it back right side and over and out by DeRue. Ace by Banks, 19-14. Not only a great passer in the back line, but also probably the best server for Green River. Been playing back line since her sophomore year. Her freshman, she was just a 3-rotation front middle blocker. They've toyed with putting her at outside and middle and kind of settled in on this 1 rotation of outside, 2 at middle over the last couple of years for Banks. Archuleta rolls it backside to Banks, gets a perfect pass up to Strauss, outside to Heiser off the tape. That should be 4 hits. There was nothing called. The up let it go. I didn't see a touch anywhere. And Cody Freeland, assistant coach for the Red Devils, just holding 4 fingers in the air on the bench side. 20-14 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Banks over to Burley. Critchfield backs up, toes the line, gets it out to Archuleta. Great return by Banks once again. She'll bump it over on the third. Goes to Kaylee Critchfield, sets it behind her back. Burley outside on a bump set to Archuleta. Cross quarter to Brady. Into the Evanston bench and kill Red Devils. 20-15 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Robbins and Critchfield both out. Sydney Bounds serving. Freeland at right side. Voss at middle, and Archuleta in her final rotation is outside. Lefty serve over to Brady. Set up Strauss. Outside to Heiser. Goes over the block. Returned into the net, and a lift called on Voss trying to grab it out. 21-15. Green River in excellent condition and position to take set number 2. Raina Finch, the server. Long run for Bound to set up to Archuleta. Left of the net, and Birch can't handle that block attempt. Goes right off her arms, 21-16. Eight o'clock here on KNYN 99.1 FM. Set number 2, Evanston versus Green River. Outside, Madeline Heiser goes into the net, and that time you call 4 hits because no one picked it back up. That looked very similar to that last play that was not called 4 hits, though. 21-17 on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. Archuleta gets a dying serve up to Raina Finch. Middle attack by Birch. Opens her body up, goes to the right. Outside to Lauren Ellingford. She gets a mighty swing on it, but having trouble controlling it. It's out of bounds back long. 22-17 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Green River within 3. Archuleta is out of the game, replaced by Leland at right back. Corey DeRue middle back in the serve receiving. Lauren Ellingford in the left back position. She is the outside hitter as well. DeRue first touch up. Bound to Ellingford. Tied on the net over the block and kill for the Red Devils. Sliding forward, trying to make the play in the back line is Katie Strauss to no avail. Evanston down by 4. Similar position that they were in last set. Almost out of time. And Green River just 3 points away from a set 2 winner. Katie Strauss to the middle. Birch winds up and sends it into the net. Another point for Evanston, 22-19. Must have been something on the floor, a sticker or something. Corey DeRue picks it up, runs over to the bench side and puts that down on the floor, maybe in the trash, and we'll go back to serve. DeRue just over on a let. Ace, no! 3 and over on the pancake by Green River. Set to the back. Freeland winds up and out of bounds. Out of bounds on the line attempt by the freshman right side. 23-19 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Madeline Heiser serving. Count down to 2 for Green River to go up 2-0. Outside, Ellingford is blocked. Set point number 1 for the Green River Wolves. Heiser on the serve. Out on the serve, set point number 2. Green River won set 1 on the second set point with Evanston serving. Kaylee Critchfield, the server, for this set point number 2. Sets up far left side, comes closer to the middle on the jump serve. Ace inbounds, just on the back line. Set point number 3. 24-21 on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. Critchfield setting up for the serve a second time. Banks now playing left back. Goes opposite side. Ace Critchfield. 24-22. Timeout by Green River. She went right and then she went left. Both of them aces. Avoid Katie Banks. I think that's what Critchfield's doing right now. And a timeout taken by Green River on this First Bank presentation of Red Devil Volleyball on KNYN 99.1 FM and online at mylocalradio.com.
Forming a relationship with Trona Valley at an early age is a wise choice. We believe that learning money management skills at a young age can help set a better foundation for establishing good financial habits. Money management skills are important for financial success, whether saving or borrowing. Trona Valley offers youth loans to members under the age of 18. Our loan options are perfect for kids. They can learn the basics of borrowing, which includes interest, terms, and payments. If there are any questions along the way, we can help. Trona Valley, member NCUA.
You always have to worry about a high degree of difficulty server, as Kaylee Critchfield is. You got the ace, but also worried about what if it goes wrong and goes long or goes short. At 24-22 and set point number 4 coming up for Green River. It's a risk Evanston has to take. They've gotten their last 2 points by way of aces, and Critchfield sets up for a third serve. Back to Brady. This one's returned. Middle attack. Birch off 2 blockers. Saved by Leland, flipped over by Ellingford. Heiser to Banks, a bump over. Set up for the Red Devils, needs to be a good one. They have to terminate here. Quick to Kaylee Sharp. Down on the hands of Katie Banks. 24-23. And Critchfield will serve again. To knot it up. Here's the serve. Out. And that's what we said, the high degree of difficulty. That's the risk you have to take. 2 aces, but it ends right there, 25-23. And we set up for a third set. Green River leading and looking for a sweep here at home in this mid-October meeting. This is Red Devil Volleyball as part of a First Bank presentation on KNYN 99.1 FM and online at mylocalradio.com.
Light up your world with a custom-built LED sign from Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. It's a proven fact that signage that lights up creates more attention. So light it up and then add text, images, and video, and your sign becomes even more powerful. Start sharing your advertising messages and information with your customers today. The team at Rocky Mountain Sign provides all types of quality signage that is custom-built and maintained. Call today for a free quote. Rocky Mountain Sign, 307-789-5202. Rocky Mountain Sign, serving customers in Wyoming, Utah, and Idaho.
For generations, gun ownership has been an important part of our heritage. At the Gun Room in Evanston, you'll find a large selection of quality firearms. Everything from personal protection handguns to hunting rifles and shotguns. With a wide selection of hunting gear, ammo, optics, and apparel, we have what you need. Ask about our 90-day layaway program. And remember, success on the range and in the field starts at the Gun Room. Call today, 307-789-2677.
Does your time at the dental office feel like this? Or like this? At Bear River Dental, we do everything we can to help your time at the dental office feel more like this. Call Bear River Dental today at 307-789-5608 to have a dental experience like this. That's Bear River Dental at 307-789-5608. We'll treat you well.
My name is Dr. Micah Pullins. I'm an orthopedic surgeon at Evanston Regional Hospital. Orthopedic surgery is the practice of medicine centered around bones and joints. It's all about movement and activity and getting that to be less painful. Watching a patient with a specific problem, whether that's pain or decreased range of motion, and being able to treat them, by far the best part of my job.
At beautiful Bear Lake, skiing, snowmobiling, sailing, and swimming are just some of the fun activities offered to recreationists. The Greater Bear Lake Valley offers prime hunting and fishing areas, whether it's trout fishing in the streams or ice fishing for Cisco on the lake, hunting deer or seeking elk along the high mountain ridges. The scenic corner of Utah and Idaho offers outdoor recreation and historical interests away from crowds and high prices. Visit bearlake.org for more information.
The body language for the Lady Red Devils as they come back out onto the court left side in set 3 in the white jerseys, not great. A little bit of Michaela Maroney looks. What was that, the 2012 Olympics maybe? The side-to-side shrugging and shrinking to the lips thinking, ugh, what happened here? Down 2-0 to the Green River Wolves. A team that's sitting third in the Southwest Conference, Evanston in second, but if Green River wins, then that's flipped. If Evanston wins, they're pretty much into that number 2 spot, but if they lose, things get a little bit hairy. Ace serve leading things off in the third set for Evanston. Critchfield continuing to serve. She's the opening server, and she got 2 aces to bring Evanston to the brink of tying it, but then served it just out of bounds. Serve back middle. Set up in the back line, and Heiser goes to DeRue. Perfect pass to the quick set. There you go. The quick set, 2-0. Evanston all starts at a good pass. And Corey DeRue gave it right to the hands of Critchfield, who could then put it right into the hands of Kaylee Sharp. So the libero, not often seen on that end of the attack, that she starts it all off, but Corey DeRue, your pass right there, Dr. McKay Frankham precision play of the game, and DeRue has won 2 tickets to the Aspen Cinema, courtesy of Dr. McKay Frankham. Thank him for his continued sponsorship. And go on over to McKay Frankham, Dr. McKay Frankham's office tomorrow, Corey, and pick up your tickets. Precision play of the game. Ashlyn Birch serving 2-1 on the Impact Physical Therapy board, and a shanked return sent up on the second to the middle. Natalie Robbins blocked down by Katie Banks. Fun to watch there. Banks sat on that pass and just waited for the attack to go, and she stuffed it right back down. And missed return and an ace for Green River. They take the lead. Ashlyn Birch serving. DeRue to Critchfield, outside attack. Kaylee Sharp into the net. On the attack, 4-2 Green River. Try it again, this time from the right side, and Ellingford into the net as well. Nothing working for Evanston. Looking deflated coming right out of the gate, out of the huddle, before they'd even served it up, and looking deflated here on these attacks. 5-2 on the impact physical therapy board as Green River serves again. Kaylee Critchfield to the outside this time, and Ellingford punches it out of bounds, 6-2. Birch, push up by Archuleta on the serve. On that Birch serve, flip over by Ellingford, still looking for a point. Erica Wilson sets to the back line. Heiser with the back row attack, and you know everything's working when that goes. 7-2 on the impact physical therapy board. Critchfield sets up to Ellingford. Flips it over the back line. Katie Banks is there. Strauss to Banks, pushes it to Archuleta. Back set to Robin. She goes deep corner. Diving save made by Heiser to keep it alive. Green River hitting the floor on every single play, and that results in another kill and another point for Green River. 8-2 on the impact physical therapy scoreboard. 15 minutes after the hour, just about an 8-2 lead for Green River in set 3. Timeout taken by the Red Devils, and we'll be back in 30 seconds on this First Bank presentation of Red Devil Volleyball on KNYN 99.1 FM and online at mylocalradio.com.
Throughout life, we celebrate the important milestones with jewelry, like graduation with a class ring, a watch for Father's Day, wedding sets for the bride and groom, a strand of pearls for your sweet 16, mother's rings to celebrate family. Commemorate these milestones working side by side with your personal jeweler at Sievers Jewelers. When you want to say, I want this moment to last forever, say it with Sievers. Sievers Jewelers on Main Street in downtown Evanston.
Back out on the court, Green River. Here at Green River High School, the Wolves' Den. 4-3-2-1 ticking down on that timeout clock. 8-2 in favor of the Wolves. Home standing over Evanston here late in the conference season. Green River with the setup and the serve to Ashlyn Birch. Back out onto the court, the Devils trying to find something. Right side attack, Ellingford still cannot find the range, and she's hanging her head after that attack. 9-2. It's clear why Evanston's frustrated. That's not the issue or the question, but the body language from the start of set number 3 had me wondering if they were going to be able to come back and find anything. A serve out of bounds by Birch gives Evanston a point back. They trail 9-3. An attack after attack. There's a whole lot of head hanging and not a lot of picking up each other back up right now. Backline attack, Heiser over the block. High return, goes over the net. Touchdown by Banks. And an attempt by Ellingford to save it. She pounds her fist down to the ground as she misses on it and will sub out in favor of Sierra Burley in the back line. 10-3 on the impact physical therapy board. Erica Wilson with the serve over to Burley. Critchfield dump sets into the donut hole. Point Evanston. Critchfield doesn't use the dump set a whole lot. And so when she does like that, it does actually catch that defense off guard. There were setters like Cheyenne Bastion of Laramie, Andrew Dewey of Green River, going back several years, Kim Derrick of Evanston, that loved to use that dump set, and sometimes it would work as a very good weapon. Sometimes teams would be sitting on it and stuff it back. Critchfield barely ever uses it, so when she does use it that time, it not expected, and that Green River offense, our defense, completely caught off guard. 3 and over to Green River's side. Chance for the attack to Banks. They go high two, sends it right down. 11-4 on the impact physical therapy board here in set number 3. A potential clincher for Green River would put them up to .500 on the conference season and drop Evanston down to 2-3 with just Jackson left. Would set up a likely tie unless Green River could pull off some magic against Star Valley. Outside attack, Archuleta goes over the line, just out of bounds. Nothing works for the Devils. They can't buy a point, 12-4. Once we go into tiebreakers, I'd have to get in closer to see exactly where we're at, and the volleyball tiebreaker is always the most confusing of any of them in the state of Wyoming. Middle attack, Rachel Voss, good to return up by Banks. Outside to Heiser, block back down by Voss, and she's had a tough blocking game, so that one a relief for Rachel, and maybe a rallying point for the Red Devils, but still down 7 points. Sydney Bound will serve as Critchfield and Robbins sent out of the game. Emily Freeland up in right side, up into the front line as a right side hitter. So she's the opposite, Archuleta the outside and Voss the middle. Banks returns up to Strauss, to Heiser, rolls it over the block, pushed up in the donut hole by Archuleta. She gets a high outside return. One blocker on her, that's Strauss. She goes off Strauss's hands and point Evanston. 12-6 on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. Set 3, Kaylee Sharp down on the bench, trying to keep her team in it. Sydney Bound ace. 3-point run for Evanston. It's the best they've had all set long. Down by 5. Serve to Bound again. Ace again, Sydney. Makes it 12-8. The 4-point run by Evanston. When Green River went on that, what was it, 8-1 run or something like that, and following the 14-9 deficit timeout in the first set, when Evanston had everything going and the match completely turned at that point. We said volleyball's a game of runs, and it's been a struggle for Evanston to get anything like that since. On a 4-point run as it stands, and make it a 5-point run with the block by Archuleta. It all starts with a run, and this certainly not out of hand. You get this setback, and it's a brand new game. Devils still down by 3. They were down by 8. Ace by Bound, and that one off of Katie Banks. That's the first 0 return I've seen Katie have all game long, and it forces a timeout by Green River. 30-second timeout. We'll be back. First Bank presentation of Red Devil Volleyball.
If you want your truck to really catch the eye, have the professionals at Plains Tire in Evanston install a custom lift kit with new tires and wheels. We've got a huge selection to choose from, so no matter what your style is, we've got the tires and wheels to make you smile. The way your truck looks reflects on you. Get the reflection you want with a lift kit, new tires, and wheels from Plains Tire in Evanston, the tire professionals. 157 Bear River Drive. Stop in today.
Back at Green River High School, Sydney Bound, 3 aces in this serving run, set to go back again. Banks on the return. Outside attack, Heiser flips it over the block, and point run ended by Evanston. And Sierra Burley tripped over Sydney. I'm not sure how, but she did. 13-10. Raina Finch on the serve. Bound outside to Freeland. She winds up, gets blocked. Bound keeps it in play. DeRue bump set to Freeland, 8 feet away from the net. Diving saved by a couple of Green River Wolves. I think it's Finch that finally got the first return up. Back to Evanston, outside and high to Archuleta. Long run for a second hit, and Banks makes it look easy. Heiser bumps it over. Bound to the middle. Rachel Voss winds up. Targets Brady. And point Evanston, 13-11. Archuleta the server. Burley out of the game. Ellingford in at outside. Freeland still the opposite, and Voss the middle. Archuleta with a bad return. just goes too high and off the rafters and falls down onto the floor untouched. 14-11 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Katie Strauss serving. At the middle, Bounds sets up to Ellingford. Hits the antenna after going off the hands of Erica Wilson. The Red Devils are within 2 points, 14-12. Libero serving, DeRue. Strauss with a lot of room to run at that middle position. Goes to Birch, good setup, and that's probably as good as Ashland's got a hold of a ball all day. 15-12. Madeline Heiser serving. Has a deliberate straightaway serve. To the outside on the middle fake. Pulls a blocker off. Ellingford gets returned over the net, and she tips it down for the point. 15-13. The Devils hanging around at a 2-point deficit. Kaylee Critchfield, who started this all off serving, is back again. Just avoids going over the line on the serve. And then, I think as a result of watching her feet, sends it long out of bounds. 16-13 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Birch has a little loft jump serve as well. Critchfield, too sharp, outside attack, off the block. No chance for a pancake by Raina Finch. 16-14 the score. Green River hanging with the lead at 2 points. Evanston has taken both, no, that's incorrect. Green River has taken one timeout. Evanston has taken one timeout in this third set. Both have one remaining. Long straightaway serve to Burley. Outside attack, Banks. Out of bounds, the ruling, and Evanston within one. Sierra Burley serves it back again. Backline attack by Erica Wilson, pushed up by Robbins. The setup to Archuleta. Cross quarter, not a kill. Strauss will keep it alive, and Finch bumps it over. Ooh, followed all the way back, just inbounds. Quick set to Kaylee Sharp. Kind of whiffed at it, but sent it over anyways. Middle attack to Banks. That's a power attack, and it's in. It was out of bounds, but it must have been ruled a touch, I guess. Sure looked out of bounds. 17-15. Erica Wilson serving. Archuleta on the return and the attack. Returned over the net, out of bounds. Point back to the Devils on the kill by Aja Hanna. Sharp serving for the Devils. This for a tie once again. Strauss to Banks at the outside position. Blocked by Rachel Voss. Inbounds, and it's 17 all. Back to Critchfield, or back to Sharp. From Critchfield on the pass. Sharp serving. Not a good return. 3 bumps and over to Evanston's side. Fake the quick, go to the outside. Archuleta kind of missed on that one, so it takes it off. Outside to Finch, she's deflected. Back to Burley. Back to Archuleta on the outside attack, she's blocked. That, the setter, Katie Strauss on the block, and it keeps Green River with the lead. Evanston able to pull back with a tie, but Green River quickly takes that lead back. 18-17 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Banks serving. So you set your sights back to the outside if you're the Evanston defense, and Maddie Heiser returned over the net, and Archuleta went over. That's got to be a point for That's got to be a point for Green River. Archuleta reached over the net to grab that one back. Discussion at the down. Currently the score says 19-17. Conferring at the up and the down. Point Green River. 19-17. Wolves with possession and the serve. Banks with a good serve, back right side. Banks back sets. Critchfield rather back sets to Voss, who sends it over. Banks will bump it over. Set by Critchfield. Bump set to Archuleta from Burley, and she knocks it into the net. An error and a costly one at that. The Red Devils on a 3-point skid after the tie-up. They're ruling. I think Evanston wanted a touch there. I don't know who by. Don't see who that could have been. Maybe they were just calling for a timeout. That might have been it. Timeout taken. We'll be back in 30. First Bank presentation of Red Devil Volleyball on KNY and 99.1 FM.
If you haven't seen the huge selection of furniture and appliances at Kazine's, you've got to stop by. Is your mattress old and lumpy? We sell mattresses. Has your dishwasher quit doing its job? We carry a full line of kitchen appliances. Does your living room furniture look like it started out in your great Aunt Vi's house? We've got you covered. At Kazine's, you'll find great prices and everything you need to furnish your home inside and out. Stop in today. Kazine's, 800 Front Street, Evanston.
20-17, Green River serving. And Katie Banks, the senior middle, at the start of it all. Tough serve over. Critchfield to Archuleta. One blocker on her. She got up high. Sent it right down. That was like a 42-degree angle it was sent back down at. 2018 on the Impact Physical Therapy board. Sydney Bound, the lefty server. Back to Banks. Strauss has to back up on that pass. Middle attack, Finch had Burley and Bound backing up on it. No one went for it, 21-18. Finch gets the serve. Archuleta to Bound, ace. 22-18. Time right. We're done run out for Evanston. Down by 4, and Green River 3 away from the match clincher. Finch serves it long. 22-19. Again, a likely tie with Star Valley and Jackson left on Green River's schedule. Just Jackson left on Evanston's schedule for second and third place, and I'm not sure how the tiebreakers will roll out if that's the case. Ace serve for the Devils. They're trying to avoid that scenario, and they're right at the cusp of being out of time with that. Down by 2, 22-20. Third set, 2-0 lead by Green River, and Archuleta serves. Brady returns it right close to the net. Back on the attack, Birch. Wasn't a perfect one, but it was sent over the line by Ellingford, or behind the back line defense by Ellingford on the desperation attempt of a save, 23-20. Serve back to Green River, and it's the setter, Katie Strauss. She's a lefty as well. Goes back middle to DeRue. Bound outside to Ellingford. She's blocked. 1-2, and DeRue has to keep it over. She does that. Set up to the right side, and Erica Wilson sends it down. Bound keeps it alive, and Ellingford bumps it over. So Evanston surviving, but not doing anything to terminate at the moment. Outside to Heiser. She lofts it over and into the hands of Freeland. 24-20, match point. Green River. All the Green River fans slowly rising to their feet. And Strauss over. DeRue to Bound. Outside to Ellingford. This was an unexpected outcome, but 1 point away from finishing it. Heiser over to Bound. Back set to Ellingford. Blocked, and that's the match. Erica Wilson finishes it along with Ashlyn Birch, and Green River wins it 25-20. in the third set. 25-21, 25-23, 25-20. We'll be back in a couple to close this broadcast out on this First Bank presentation of Red Devil Volleyball on KNYN 99.1 FM and online at mylocalradio.com.
There is no job too small or too big. You'll find what you need at the Lumberyard in Evanston. We carry over 25,000 products under one roof. If we don't have it, we can order everything you need to finish every project, large or small. The Lumberyard also delivers. Make sure you always check the Lumberyard first. Excellent prices, great customer service, and quality products. Now you can even shop online at thelumberyard.com. The Lumberyard, 400 Front Street in Evanston.
Throughout life, we celebrate the important milestones with jewelry, like graduation with a class ring, a watch for Father's Day, wedding sets for the bride and groom, a strand of pearls for your sweet 16, mother's rings to celebrate family. Commemorate these milestones working side by side with your personal jeweler at Sievers Jewelers. When you want to say, I want this moment to last forever, say it with Sievers. Sievers Jewelers on Main Street in downtown Evanston.
Three-set win for Green River. Time now for your Red Devil recap. Back-to-back matches on Wednesday and Thursday for Evanston. The Red Devils nearly come back from down 2-0 on Wednesday to defeat Star Valley, but Star Valley runs away with the fifth set, and maybe a little fatigued from that long run back the night before. Evanston falls in straight sets to Green River, a team they beat in 5 the first time around on the road at Green River High School. Green River winning those 25-21 in the first, 25-23, and 25-20. The pivotal changing point in this match was a timeout taken by Green River down 14-9. Green River went on an 8-1 run at that point. This was back in the first set. Really never looked back from that point on. Three-set win puts Evanston down a half game to Green River with just one conference match left and a likely tie for second or third. If Green River can come back and get a win on Star Valley in their second meeting, they will likely take second place outright in the conference. That's your Red Devil recap, and that will do it for us from Green River. We will be in Jackson tomorrow. Big football matchup. 5-1 Evanston versus 5-1 Jackson. Number 4 versus number 5 in the state of Wyoming at the 3A level. The Red Devils and Jackson both 2-1 in conference play. Evanston still not out of the possibility of having a number 1 seed or at least a home game, but most importantly, they first need to try to avoid being that 4th seed as they have clinched a playoff spot, and that would be a likely matchup against Torrington. They can do that by beating Jackson tomorrow. They have to beat Jackson tomorrow in order for that to happen, basically. Otherwise, the road to outside of number 4 gets a little bit murky. We will be on air at 5:20 p.m. for pregame coverage from William T. McIntosh Stadium in Jackson, Wyoming for that contest, leading you up to a 6 o'clock kickoff. Until then, I'm Jake Hibbard. Thanks for listening to this volleyball match coverage. We will have one more regular season match coverage for you, that being next Saturday, October 20th, live from Jackson, Wyoming. Until then, thanks for listening. We'll send you back to the music now on KNYN 99.1 FM and online at mylocalradio.com.
Thank you for listening to this First Bank presentation of Evanston Lady Red Devil Volleyball. The proceeding has been a wholly owned production of Cook Brothers Broadcasting, no portion of which may be used or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Old West Media Incorporated. Today's executive producer is Val Cook. Check out mylocalradio.com for more live